is your movie. You picked a good movie. I finally got to watch it today because I almost forgot that we were supposed to
Apparently,
do it
all
today
of you
because
got to watch today.
the kids are back in school. That's what threw me off. So when I get home, I have to make sure I spend as much time with them as I can because they got to get into bed. So I wasn't thinking. And then it dawned on me. I was like, dang, what's today? Thursday. March like it's Thursday. I'm like, oh, snap. I got to watch this movie. So when
That's
Nick
what I
was like,
did.
he watching the movie, I'm like, I'm watching the movie too, but I was at work. But this is episode 10 of the Godzilla Nerds podcast, and today we're talking about Godzilla versus Gigan, and this is going to be more so just an open discussion. I am one of the hosts. I'm Donald.
I'm Nick.
Serge.
Remy.
Hooray!
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's get it on.
Oh man, yeah. One of the I actually learned two new facts. Well, I'm not gonna say new facts, but I just learned something today about this movie. They said the first thing I learned that the Godzilla suit and the King Ghidorah suit was reused. I don't know if any of y'all heard that.
Yeah.
I think I might remember that. I know that
And-
they reused one of the older suits for the water scenes with Godzilla because I could tell that's like one
Yeah,
of the
you
older
could tell.
suits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
The way
totally
it
different
was.
than the other one.
it looked
Instead
exactly
of his
similar
eyes
to the.
being here, they were like
Yeah,
back
his
here.
eyes were all like bugged out and everything. I'm like, God, I hate that suit. I think that was the suit they used for Son of Godzilla because that
Yes,
looks
it was. Yes,
fairly
it was.
similar. And I hate that Godzilla design because he just looks ugly. He looks
He
terrible.
looks retarded.
I-
Sorry.
Thank you.
He does
He
look
does.
retarded.
Even worse, coming out of the water, it looked like, I mean,
Yeah,
it
he's
reminded
like-
me about like Raids Again, just like,
Exactly, little puppet.
You can't be coming out the water with your classic theme and then you show up like that. Like that's
Yeah, he's like,
Honestly.
This is Godzilla.
and
That's him out of the water.
crazy because right before they fought, Godzilla was just waving his hands. It's like I don't know. They're trying to establish their dominance with each other because you know Gigan and Ghidorah was on the other side, and then Godzilla I don't know. But and I know they said that this was probably one of the lowest budget Godzilla films. That's the other thing. I learned.
obviously.
Yeah, no, it is. With how much stock footage they use? Yeah, I could see that.
Oh man.
But I felt like Megalon had a lower budget than this because Megalon is like bottom of the barrel to me in budget.
I don't know, man. At least,
It's hard though because they both look like they're low on budget. Like looking at them, I'm like, yeah, they don't have enough money for all this.
Man. I will say this: the three designs that I was fascinated with watching Godzilla when I was a kid was King Ghidorah, obviously Mechagodzilla. That was the first movie I saw, and Gigan. Like when I was a kid, like I don't know, I just like the creativity of it. Like he has his own design, and he has that saw belly, which is really really dangerous. But I always liked how he looked for some reason. I always thought it was cool. What you pulling out, Remy?
Hang on, give me a second. Damn, it's in the light. You can see it better.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
That's
There you go. Showa design too. I got the Millennium design back there, but he's missing a few pieces.
Well, dang, Remy, what you do to him?
I was little at the time, okay? I didn't know what I was doing with them. Messed them all up, but broke them. I'm like, the only good Gigan figure I have is this guy. That's it.
But yeah, I really enjoyed his design because I thought it was different, and I liked the creativity of it, and like that chainsaw belly he got, it always stood out to me as a kid. I wasn't scared of the design, you know, but I really loved it. I thought it was an awesome design, man. I love Gigan, and I do want him to be a part of the MonsterVerse if they ever given the chance.
They're gonna give him the chance.
Yeah.
They just got to
hopefully.
think of a good design for him.
Yeah. It'd be cool if they did like a combination between like the 2004 design and the Showa design. Like they kind of did like a crossbreed. Like it was a cyborg, but he had the color scheme from the Showa series. That would be cool.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That would be nice. I would like, oh, that would be cool. Because I've seen like some fan art of that, and I'm like, oh, that has to be the design. Like if they're gonna do it, they have to use that kind of color scheme.
Yeah, that'd be dope, especially when Gigan was flying and Godzilla hit him with that beam and he just flew to the. It wasn't supposed to be funny, but I laughed because Gigan really
Yeah.
thought he was.
Yeah, he was like, all right, I'm going out. Godzilla was like, get back down here. You ain't leaving. You coward.
I love it when he does that. It's
He just shoots him down.
yeah, shut you down.
This guy can just goes,
Basically,
Yeah,
basically.
like Serge, what you think of the design of Gigan?
You know what? In general, this movie is well, I mean, it's infamous for a number of reasons, right? We'll get to that later, but yeah, exactly. Well, you know what? The funny thing is that it's infamous for me because that was the one that I could not find as a kid. I I didn't see this one until I mean, I was really young. It was before, it was like early '90s. And I saw it in Houston at my cousin's house. And I don't know if we rented it or if it was just on TV. You know, back in the day, they did show this movie sometimes on TV, marathons and stuff like that. But it was just the one I could never find. I saw all the other Showa ones just about before this one. So I owned Godzilla versus Megalon before I ever even saw this one.
Oh wow!
So for the longest time, I actually thought the Godzilla versus Megalon was before Godzilla versus Gigan. So when I finally saw it, I mean, I just thought it was crazy, and I thought Gigan in particular, all the scenes that revolved around him. I don't remember seeing like his fight with Godzilla very much, if I were to think about it before I saw it again years later. But I remember his destruction scene with King Ghidorah in the city, and just remember thinking like, this guy's crazy. This guy's hardcore, man. And then obviously his design is really otherworldly for obvious reasons. And then the buzzsaw, I just remember thinking that looked crazy as a kid.
Me too. See?
Like, yeah, like it's because there's no other characters like that anywhere that had something similar to my knowledge at the time. So to me, this movie and particularly Gigan was very wow when I first saw it, and to this day, I mean, when I see him, any incarnation, this one or Final Wars or any other media that he's come out in, I always have that childish kind of wow, that guy's cool, especially because you know his design, and then also regarding his design is that if I remember correctly, it was one of the first bipedal monsters that he fights that is more like him. Obviously, there's King Ghidorah, but you know King Ghidorah is different in the sense that he has his massive wings and he doesn't have arms, right?
Right.
But Gigan being one of the first monsters that he fights that has two arms, does not walk on all fours, walks on two, and just looks more like Godzilla. So I remember thinking that was really cool because I don't think you really see that until later. He's fighting Mechagodzilla, you know, his doppelganger. So yeah, Gigan, super cool. And to this day, even when I was watching it now, this movie came out in '72. Yeah. I mean, just seeing it, it still looks awesome. It's like a timeless design, especially for us big fans.
And about the marathon too, Serge, that you were talking about. So this is how I first saw this movie, because my auntie and my mom, like I told y'all before, they're big Godzilla fans. But you know how when you're at home, you don't have to go to school during the weekend, and you start hearing this music, that means it's time to get up and clean up. That's how I first saw this movie, because my mom was watching Godzilla in her room, and of course I didn't want to clean up, so I kept going in and out of her room for unknown reasons. And that's when I saw it. And since I had love for Godzilla, my mom did kind of let me slide on the cleaner. So my other brothers, everybody else, they were still cleaning. I was just in there chilling, watching the movie. And that's how I first saw Godzilla versus Gigan. which I thought was really, really cool. And another thing you touched on too, sir, is like the way that Gigan's built. It is a difficult opponent for Godzilla to fight. Because he stands upright like Godzilla, and he's got the saw on his belly. Then he can shoot, little eye beams or whatever. So it was a really difficult match for Godzilla.
Well, and I think that was one of the things about Gigan was that, for the first time you really see someone kind of like, yeah, he did have tough fights with Ghidorah, but I don't know, like Gigan was just pretty brutal.
Made him bleed.
Yeah, the way he just kept like stabbing Godzilla's head when he was like holding him. The way he kind of like just butchered him, you could see the blood splurting out from Godzilla's forehead. That was brutal.
The interesting fact is, I was watching it before on YouTube. It was like an hour-long thing of Godzilla and all his enemies. Gigan was his first enemy that made him bleed.
Yes.
Yeah. That was his first enemy. And seeing Gigan in this, and then seeing him in Megalon, and then seeing him in the 2004, that design, I think the 2004 design is a bit more weaker. Because, come on, he shot his blade down and cut his head off. He cut his own head off.
No, yeah, he is. Yeah, no, I'd agree with you on that, Nick. Like, that kind of like, what is it?
Kind of like, but like he had other, weapons that he had, like the two claws that shot out.
Yeah, I had the grappling hooks.
They introduced his laser beams for once.
Yeah, because he didn't have the laser beam in any other movies. Yeah. It was weird because they show poster art of him shooting a laser beam with Godzilla vs. Gigan, but he never does it in the movie. I'm like,
and then you look at the games, he's shooting his laser beam.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah.
I'm like, I've never seen him do this, but if you look, I do follow Godzilla pages on Instagram, and they show exoskeletons of each kaiju, and Gigan's blade, it's a whole blade saw inside his stomach. It's literally a whole blade. It's not half. It's a whole thing. Yeah, I don't know how you fit that in him, but okay.
A lot of surgery.
So big. His stomach's so big. Okay. But the way that, when Gigan and Ghidorah first showed up in here, they were crystals. I actually thought that was pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah. It was actually cool. And then when their eyes lit up red, good. Awesome. Can't complain about how, none of the wings were moving when Ghidorah first showed up.
Yeah.
Just staying still and just going
Or how they're like half the size of a Godzilla tower when they're flying around them. I'm like, how are you that small? You're supposed to be the same size as that thing.
And then you see them do a whole backflip as they're flying, like,
that's
unnecessary.
Right.
Unnecessary.
It literally looked like somebody just did this.
Okay, but for real though, to me, Ghidorah and Gigan, they remind me of Beavis and Butthead in this movie. They were just like, watch this, Ghidorah, watch this, watch, I'm gonna make Godzilla bleed. Ghidorah's is like, that's a good one.
Their reactions in this movie are good because you saw how Godzilla and Anguirus communicated, and then you saw how Gigan and Ghidorah communicated. Yeah. Also, what like you guys said. They were really tossing around Anguirus like he was a rag doll. Poor guy. Like, when they caught Godzilla as he was like trying to stand back up on his feet after getting bopped in the head multiple times with a claw, you actually saw Anguirus try to sneak around them to at least hit one of them, and all you saw was Ghidorah's head just turn and just laser beam him real quick.
Oh yeah.
He just fell over like. He's like, oh, I'm done. I'm out.
But to Surge's thing with the blade, that is a deadly blade.
It is.
Because we saw how Anguirus charged at him and immediately cut him.
God, I was like, what did you think was going to happen, Anguirus? What did you think?
He was hypnotized or something. It seemed like he was hypnotized to like run towards the blade.
Yeah.
I think he was just being dumb in that one scene.
Yeah, he pulled what that guy pulled on Ray's again.
Oh God!
You know what's gonna happen. Right?
Yeah. Like, come on, Anguirus, you know better than that, dude.
I can remember how I came across this movie. I can remember, like Serge said, they were doing a marathon on TV.
Mhm.
My father was watching it, and I forgot what happened. Oh, I fell down the stairs and I randomly saw it. My dad, I don't know how it happened. I fell down the stairs and I don't remember. My dad was watching Godzilla 2000.
Just randomly. Oh, I fell down the stairs. Anyway, like what?
So-
What?
My dad was watching Godzilla 2000. And then that caught me into watching Godzilla because I saw that design. I was like, oh, this is amazing. So I would go on Google, type in multiple things, look it up. And then I think maybe a month or two later, it was a straight marathon. Raids and King of the Monsters was nowhere in it. It was going from Megalon and up. And then they were just going out of order. So right after Megalon came, Godzilla vs. Gigan, I'm like, oh, let me sit down and watch this. I was pretty interested in it because that's when I was introduced to Ghidorah. I was like,
yeah.
I don't like the fuzz on his head, but he's a good design.
Yeah,
the fuzz on his head is weird.
I can't see Ghidorah with hair.
He ain't comb his hair.
But
Just came to battle.
Well, it was the 70s.
It was. He had the afro.
It was the 70s, so Ghidorah let his hair grow out a little bit.
People had the funny clothes. Ghidorah's got hair.
The afro, yeah.
I can't be the only one who saw this kind of stuff in the movie, but all right. So you got Godzilla and Gigan fighting, but when Godzilla walked up to the little amusement thing himself, it was like Ghidorah was in some parts that he shouldn't have been in. Like you just see him in the background, just flapping his wings.
He was like, "What do I do? Who do I attack?
Direction, director, help! I need direction. Hello."
He
who
was
do I
just flapping
shoot?
his wings. I'm like,
exactly. Do I shoot Gears or Godzilla, or do I shoot Gigan? Like in that one scene, I love that one scene where Gigan rams towards Godzilla, and Godzilla just moves out of the way, and he just shoots Ghidorah, and Ghidorah just shoots at him. He's like, "What are you doing, you idiot?"
That was
Godzilla, not me.
So perfect, man. It almost Gigan just kind of falls into Ghidorah as if he's had too much to drink.
I know, he's like, Ghidorah, catch me. No, get off of me.
And Gears off when Godzilla was holding, was it Gigan? And he jumped into him with his back. That was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No, I love that move Godzilla did in Ghidorah, too, where, he had all three of his heads and,
and just
flipped them over. Body slam. I was like, oh. It was so good they repeated it, 2 more times.
It was the same thing over and over again. So cool.
Yeah. It's the worst replay ever.
Yeah, but for my introduction to this movie, I remember I got this movie at a Blockbuster. I usually got my Godzilla movies when it was still around, because I remember my mom and I know, it's sad.
Great place.
Red Box.
There's one Blockbuster still standing, and my friend sent me he sent me the address. I'm like, yo, we're going and we're buying every movie there. It's 2 floors. I'm like, damn. All right, we going.
That's cool. But because that's how I got most of my Godzilla movies. They would be at a Blockbuster. So I would always go to the Godzilla section. They would always have all these new movies there. And I remember I got Godzilla vs. Gigan. Yeah, represent membership card. Yeah,
wow.
Represent. Good old times.
Who got it?
Represent. But I remember I got Godzilla vs. Gigan, and I was still new to Godzilla at the time. So I was really interested in it because I knew Godzilla who Godzilla was, but for the rest of the monsters, that was my first introduction to Anguirus and King Ghidorah and of course Gigan. And it's funny because I saw Destroy All Monsters not long after. When I saw Destroy All Monsters, I was like, oh, Ghidorah's here. All right, where's Gigan? Where's Gigan?
There's no Gigan.
The movie just ends. I'm like, what the hell? Where's Gigan go? And then I realized, oh yeah, they were made at different periods of time. Duh. But I was kind of upset. I was like, I want a Gigan to show up.
I've noticed something in the movie where they literally sat there and said, oh, Godzilla and Gears breached the security and left the island. I'm like, where's the security? Where's the electric walls?
I'm like, what security?
The island and kept going.
They just walked.
They did have an awesome shot though when they were walking off together. That was awesome.
That was cool. Shot. I really like that. I actually like the shot where oh my bad.
No, you can go.
My bad. Okay,
Yeah,
I
bro.
actually really like the shot where Gigan is like destroying buildings in the foreground, and you have Ghidorah flying behind him in the background, to the side,
Not
and the
doing
smoke like
anything.
raises up. I love that shot. That is the most
And
memorable
Nick-
shot in the entire movie to me.
Ghidorah did nothing but fly.
He did though. It was mostly
That's
Gigan
all
who was
he
doing all the
did.
work. Yeah, it was
Exactly.
mostly Gigan.
Ghidorah just
Ghidorah
sat
just
there
took a
like,
back seat.
No, but you know what? But that whole destruction scene is probably one of the better destruction scenes in
Yeah, it
the whole
was.
show. Despite the movies, I think if I could summarize this movie up in one word, it would be inconsistency. You got old clips, you got like literally like two different movies, I think, and then you got that one scene that they used to like destroy a monster. You got the other one from Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon, the three-headed
And
monster.
War of the Gargantuas. They used some stock footage of
Yeah.
that movie too.
Yeah.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, and
Like,
then
really?
we already saw like a total of like 4 different Godzilla suits.
That's right.
we did.
That's right.
Because
Yeah,
when he
because they
was
show
fighting,
that
there was a
scene
whole
from
nother
Ghidorah the
suit.
Three-Headed Monster where he like destroys the bridge. I'm like, that's a completely different suit. And you guys don't even care.
Oh.
Yeah, and then you know, and I don't know, man. And then yeah, it was just it was all over the place in some aspects. Yet it still delivers some of the most
Goodest fights.
Yeah, like some of the most probably one of the most brutal fights right next to Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
And then also the destruction scene with Gigan and Ghidorah flying in the city was just
Exactly.
Yeah. And actually, here's a funny thing. I didn't need to catch up on it too much. Beady, beady, beady.
I speak.
Yeah, I didn't need to catch up on it too much because I actually watched it with my oldest daughter, who's a 3-year-old, like a couple of months ago, and I remember, I mean, it was kind of cool because I mean, number one, she's a girl, and then she's 3, and she was really into it. She was really watching it, and she was watching the fight, the last fight, and she was freaking out. She actually she asked, "Who's that, Daddy?" And I was like, "That's Gigan. He's mean." Yeah, he is. and she was like, because Gigan's real brutal with Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned like the actual use of blood in this movie, and my daughter, I actually have video of it because I took video of her watching the movie because I just thought it was so interesting. Where she's at, I'll share it with you guys later.
Yeah, you gotta see it.
Yeah, where she's actually saying, "Oh no, Godzilla needs help. Ghidorah's being mean." Stuff like that.
I love it.
It's a 3-year-old watching it and saying this, so I was like, wow, it's the same kind of awe and wonder I saw. I felt when I was watching this as a kid, and she's seeing it too. It's not just me. It's not just us. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, there are actually a few moments in the fight where especially like the Anguirus.
You got brutal. Yeah.
Well, I was almost like, oh.
And the blood like freaking like shoots the screen too.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's what made me jump. When Anguirus did that, I jumped. Like the way he got split, I was like, oh, I forgot all about that part.
Like, oh.
That was so brutal.
I love it when a Godzilla movie can bring that kind of emotion out of kids because that's how we were when we watched them when we were younger. We were like, oh no, Godzilla, get back up! Like I just love it when kids like actually started rooting for Godzilla. I'm like, yes, root for him.
How y'all feel about them cockroaches?
Oh my God.
That was the dumbest. You know what? I don't know what's dumber, either those or the freaking apes from Mechagodzilla.
Nah, this is worse.
Yeah, it is. It's worse. It's worse.
Yeah.
Just the way it's like live action cockroaches and they're like talking. I'm like, wow.
So
I'm dying.
I'm gonna talk good about the movie. This movie is kind of good because
it's good.
It shows
Yeah,
the humans helping Godzilla.
Yeah, actually.
Like they saw that he was getting beamed. Sorry, he got beamed in the eye twice. I just want that to be noticed. In the same eye
I
twice.
felt kind of sad. I felt kind of sad when that happened.
Felt
like,
bad
no.
for him.
I love the music that was playing too in that
Yes.
scene. The music sounded so tragic. Like, oh my god, like Godzilla's literally going to die, and Anguirus can't do nothing about
Not
it.
a thing.
Not a
But
damn
we
thing.
also did see that, Anguirus is technically Godzilla's right-hand man. Because in the island, you saw how they spoke to each other. Literally, the words
Speech
popped up on our
bubbles.
screen, and it spoke. So,
I hated that. I was like, why do you have them talk like that? Just use their roars.
So when Anguirus first made landfall,
Like a record.
nobody sat there and fired the first bullet at him. They shined lights at him, and then when he let out that first roar, that's when they started beaming him. What I don't think anybody would have noticed, Anguirus was trying to wave off, tell him to stop shooting. He was trying to wave him off to stop shooting him, saying that he was here to help.
Oh yeah, it is kind of true. You did a little bit.
I didn't catch that. I gotta go back and watch.
No, he didn't really seem aggressive at all during that. He wasn't like charging towards them. He was just like trying to like defend himself a little bit.
But let's say this: the military has to work on their aim because they missed all those shots.
Oh yeah,
only 3 misses hit him. 3
they
misses
like went right over his head. I was like,
everywhere.
Wow, you can't shoot the kaiju right in front of you.
No
wonder you guys lose every movie. You guys don't even aim at them.
But let's say this: they got their aiming back in the next couple movies because they were hitting their target.
No, they didn't.
Some of them did.
No, they didn't. Not even Gigan. They
Like
didn't even hit Gigan later on in the movie. Gigan just went like this.
Yeah. Well, that's the point.
Like,
I think this Godzilla's, abilities between here and moving on, like, I think his abilities evolved because we saw in this one where he was flame resistant. My man did not catch fire not once.
Yeah.
And then you look at Megalon, he started learning to slide on his tail and hit him with the feet.
We're not
yet. We're gonna wait for that. We're gonna wait.
And then if you look in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, he had the ability to magnetize and bring down Mechagodzilla, which was pretty cool. Because like Toho, they had some good ideas. They just didn't know how to put them into the right movies.
Godzilla was using the Force in that scene.
Yeah.
Use the Force.
My man thought the Force was
very
strong.
much kind of like a mixed bag. Like it was a good movie, but budget wise, it is a good movie. It's fun. It's really fun because it gives us a lot of, it gave us Gigan, an original concept, and was there? Oh no, we already had aliens by this point, right?
Yeah, it was invasion of Astro Monster, destroying monsters. Yeah, we already had aliens.
But so it's a fun movie. It's a very mixed bag. The old footage, suits, cockroaches, but overall,
cockroaches.
It's such a memorable movie, and it's so fun,
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong. If you're watching this, do not get us wrong. This movie is still good to watch.
Yeah, it's still
no
fun.
Complaints.
I still like
complaints. It was good. Like it had the right timing pace of everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And on top of it, you saw the humans actually run up and help Godzilla with that TNT, which I thought was brilliant.
Well,
what I love. My bad.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, bro. You got it. Go ahead.
You sure? All right. What I love is that if you guys didn't notice, like when Godzilla and Anguirus first show up, who does Godzilla go for first? He does not pay attention to Gigan whatsoever. He goes straight for Ghidorah because he's like, oh, I remember you. Like he has like had enough of Ghidorah's bullcrap. He's like, I want for you. I don't know who this guy is. Screw him. I'll kick him. Okay, I'll kill him later. But I'm gonna go for you. And Godzilla's like rams into Ghidorah. I was like, how many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man?
They're always gonna beef. They're always gonna have beef. I
Rivals,
don't
yeah,
care
they
what
are.
it is. Gonna have beef. To piggyback off of what Nick said, I will say this: the movie to me was good. Right, you get Anguirus, he comes back. You get Godzilla, you get Ghidorah, and then you get Gigan. We're introduced to Gigan, a really, really, really deadly kaiju. You know, who has this creative form. Right, we've never seen anything like this, and it's awesome. And this movie, I actually sat through this movie, and it's not like I can't watch it again. This is a movie that I wouldn't mind watching. Like if I'm just watching Godzilla all day, I wouldn't skip past it. Like I watch it.
I'd probably skip past Raids again.
I would skip to the battle. Yeah.
No, I
Same
probably
here.
skip past Raids again. That's about it.
Oh,
I'll watch the whole movie, but I'll skip that.
and the pacing of the movie is pretty good, and the story was okay. The story wasn't bad, but the pacing was really good. You know, my girlfriend was fighting in there a little bit.
Oh God.
Oh,
Yeah,
for God's sake. I was about to say, I was like, oh yeah, what about the women?
Waiting.
We didn't bring up
Yeah.
the women in this movie.
I never forget that. That's one thing I won't
To
forget.
be honest, dude, yeah, I'm with Donald on this. These girls were cute in this movie. I'm sorry, especially the one with the long hair, her hair down. She was adorable. I'm sorry, dude, but she was cute as hell.
You gotta get the other one. You're looking at the wrong one. You're looking at the wrong one, bro. That's mine.
Nah, the other one. Nah, the other one for me.
But I mean, overall, it was a really, really good. It was a really, really good movie. Just like Sir said, it was a fun film, and I think with us being able to have this open discussion makes it even better. But it was awesome to me. Like I said, we get to see Gigan, and then we get to see his cool abilities. And a kaiju like Gigan, why wouldn't you want him back? So I thought he gave a good first impression, making
Yeah.
Godzilla physically bleed, being the first to do so, right? And like you said, Nick, you got the humans actually feeling sorry for Godzilla. They actually want to help him. So, and you was very seldomly getting that in those Godzilla films. So I thought overall it was good. If I had to rate it out of 5 stars, I'd probably give it like a 3.5. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I'm with
I
you
enjoyed
too,
it.
Donald.
Yeah,
I would give it a
with you,
3.
Donald.
Because like I enjoy it. It's a guilty pleasure of mine because I have a lot of good memories of this movie. Like this is probably one of the most watched Godzilla movies I would see all the time when I was really little because I just loved it. And so to kind of have like that nostalgia, like at the same time I can still see the criticisms with it. They do reuse a lot of stock footage. There's a lot of repeating of the same freaking clips. I get annoyed by that
And a
too.
whole
I'm
lot
like,
of
you just
different
showed
suits.
this to me. Yep.
Well,
The
you know what?
cockroaches too.
They
I'm like,
said at the
no.
time that I guess Japan was going through like really hard times in that movie industry too.
Yeah. That
So
is,
I get. I
yeah,
mean, they did good for what they were. I mean, some of the
yeah.
stuff was choppy and it was kind of.
It was obvious
But you know
though.
what Japan did do? What they did do is show exactly who is the worst of the worst duos for Godzilla to fight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Ghidorah
Yeah,
and Gigan are the two worst that you can tag team and fight Godzilla, because Godzilla will probably not win that battle.
man. I
Well,
wish they didn't kill off King Ghidorah so early, man. Because if they didn't, then we could have had Gigan and King Ghidorah come together again in the MonsterVerse and have that. I mean, yes, Ghidorah can come back to life. He could probably regenerate.
Exactly.
We're probably gonna find some mumbo jumbo bull crap to bring him back. Like,
No,
Ghidorah
they'll probably
regenerated.
Mecha King Ghidorah and bring in Gigan.
Guy, oh, that would be cool.
You know what's funny is that like as a kid, like the criticisms like we have now, I don't remember that as a kid, like, and that's because I had seen the other movies. So even though I obviously watched the stock footage that was used in Godzilla versus Gigan, like I guess it just didn't phase me as a kid. Now as an adult, I see it and I'm thinking, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's not very good, but. Okay, whatever. It was a fun movie. So I'll say like it's not a great movie, but it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would say too. It's fun.
Like a tag team match. They fighting for the tag team belts.
Yeah.
They gotta get Godzilla a better partner though. Cause
I love how Godzilla got so. I love how. What's interesting is that Godzilla kind of took hints from Kong. Like, does anybody notice? Like, when he got back up, he went like this with his chest.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you, King Kong? Like, what did you learn from him?
Yeah.
He was like,
My
roaring
ancestors
doesn't
told me
work. What if I
this.
pound my chest in intimidation? Does that work?
What's crazy about Godzilla and I'm not you guys in general, but I don't know if people really paid attention to how much of a tank Godzilla is. Because he got beat pretty bad against Mechagodzilla, but it's like he took it. And
yeah, he kept coming.
Yeah, if you watch at the end of the film when Godzilla roars, Godzilla still look like he's in pretty good shape to fight. King Kong he's tired. He's like breathing like, come on, bro. I thought we was cool. So he's got to get up again, and and then Godzilla goes his way, and then Kong just looks at him. But Godzilla is such a tank. It's just hard to beat him.
He is.
If any Godzilla is not a tank, is the 1998 version when he was in New York. That shouldn't count as anything, but
that's a
I don't know why they
garbage.
Don't worry about that guy.
No budget B-rate.
But if you pay attention, like every other Godzilla, yes, that man is a straight tank.
Yeah, he's like, bring it, come on, I ain't done yet, let's go.
He'll take hits for days.
Days. Especially the Heisei era, dude.
Yeah,
the Heisei era, he's a full-on tank beast mode throughout that entire era. Like, you hit him with everything, Godzilla just keeps on coming. He's just like, get out of here, come on, bring it. Like with Destroyer, Mechagodzilla, Biollante, King Ghidorah, Batra, Mothra, he's just like, all right,
Godzilla.
Bring it. Let's go with Space Godzilla too. He's like, bring it. Come on, let's see what you got. He's like ready to test them out.
Like
that's why you always see the people will ask, okay, which one's tougher, MonsterVerse or Heisei? Yeah, and I think most people kind of lean towards Heisei, but I mean because he's beast.
Yeah. MonsterVerse is still pretty tough though.
Yeah.
But like to me, MonsterVerse kind of has to have a little bit of help once in a while, especially with King Ghidorah and Mechagodzilla and the Mutos, because he was like, I need help. He'd be asking for Mothra. Mothra. He needed help in King of the Monsters, dude. Ghidorah dropped him from space.
Well, Ghidorah got his help first though, because he would have been out of there had that idiot dropped.
Rodan not been a total jerk.
And had Godzilla not blew a hole in the hollow earth thanks to Kong, he would have washed Mechagodzilla too. He probably would have stomped him out. He would have found.
Godzilla was already tired from the fight against Kong. So really, if we pay attention, Mechagodzilla did not whoop Godzilla's ass for no reason. Godzilla was just really tired.
He was
exhausted.
But he still got his butt kicked. Doesn't change it.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
But, in King of the Monsters though, remember Ghidorah did get a power up.
Yes, the electric.
That is true. Yeah, he got the power surge.
If he had not gotten the power up,
Godzilla probably would have finished him off. Yeah. That is true, actually. Yeah.
But it returned in favor because Godzilla got his charge at the end of the movie too.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I was watching that movie with my mother-in-law. I don't know how we ended up watching it together. I think it was already planned before she came over. And when Ghidorah dropped Godzilla out the sky and he fell, and she seen Godzilla kind of lean up a little bit when Mothra got on him, she was like, "Dang, he's still alive." I'm like, "Yeah, I said he's beast mode. It's nothing.
He's fine.
He's fine. That's just a stretch."
Right.
Yeah. This is but a flesh wound.
Nick, you're up next to pick the movie.
I already got the movie in mind.
Oh shoot! You want to tell us?
Yeah,
tell us.
I'll tell you.
Tell us.
It is Rebirth of Mothra 3.
Oh yeah! I see. That's a good one right there, man. Mothra trilogy. We're gonna change it up.
There you go.
Got to get the queen in.